WWE 2K25 has given us another patch 1.18. That's like 18 patches, and sheesh, that's a lot of patches. But one thing we can say is they are trying. They are giving us patches, they are giving us new updates, and it's very constant. There's a lot of updates, and we know for sure that we are getting one big update at the end of this month with, you know, the Switch version dropping, the DLC dropping, and that rumored DLC dropping. So that is something to go on ahead and keep in mind. But before we go on ahead and move forward, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you guys have been enjoying the content, because a lot of you are watching the channel but you're not hitting that subscribe button, and we are about to crack 17,000 subscribers. I do appreciate you guys. Let's go on ahead and get into this video. Let's go. The first thing we're going to notice is the normal general stability and performance improvements. Gameplay address reported concerns with the incorrect championship appearing on the nameplate when a superstar has the undisputed WWE championship belt equipped. That's a very small detail and not something that I actually noticed myself, so something to keep in mind. Then we also have create address reported concerns with some create a superstar parts being incorrectly marked for DLC, and the creation suite definitely has a lot more issues than just that, so that is definitely something to go on ahead and keep in mind. There's a lot of people asking for different creation parts and just a whole lot of stuff, right? The creation suite, we've mentioned it before, we talk about it all the time. There is just more things that they can do to it to make it just more reliable, just a better mode in general, as that is a very large part of the life that this game has and the longevity. The game would not be in tune for as long as it is if it wasn't for the creation suite and people wanting to, you know, make content, make superstars that aren't in the game, that people want to go into community creations and play with and download and all that good stuff. So I could just go on and on about stuff like that. So I do hope that, you know, we do continue seeing some improvement to that, and of course some more creation suite parts. Man, everybody's talking about, you know, more diva parts and more, you know, different things and just more just availability. Give us more fun with the creativity that you can do. This mode is honestly just endless in terms of creativity and what you can do, and I think that, you know, 2K can actually do more. We do have a very good creation suite for the most part, in my opinion. I just think that when it comes down to actually ironing it out and making it smoother, that's where we're lacking, because when you look at the depth and everything that, you know, comes with the creation suites, it's gotten much farther than a lot of people think, and I think we just have to be thankful for that, in my opinion. But in terms of ironing out the issues, that is something that needs to be taken care of. Now, when looking at the island, I left this for last because of course this is something that I wanted to talk about. Wyatt 6 Quest expansion now available. So this is a standalone mode. You can play this without having to play chapter 1, 2, all that good stuff. This story was actually supposed to drop about a day ago, but unfortunately it wasn't out there, but it was patched in with 1.18, which went live today. And it is exciting to see more things. I'm hearing that this story has something to do with Bray Wyatt, and a lot of pieces that haven't made the game are in this mode. Now, one downfall to it being in this mode is that when the servers shut off, that completely means that we will never see this story ever again. So that is one thing to keep in mind. You will never be able to play this story. So if you are a Bray Wyatt fan, go on ahead, play this, man. We still got over a year, you know, to go with the servers on. So obviously you do have a lot of time. But once these servers go off, this is going to be locked behind those servers, and that is going to be it. So I wish that it was its own standalone addition to maybe a My Rise, where you can go back and play this mode whenever you want. So that is something to go on ahead and keep in mind. At some point, I am going to go on ahead and do a stream with just playing this mode and finishing it out. I want to find out, how long is it? Is it 2, 3 hours, 4 hours? How long is this mode truthfully? But it does look like you will be getting some really cool, you know, additions and content from this pack and story alone. So definitely something to go on ahead and keep in mind with that. So I am excited to see what they are going to bring out, right? Because this story, it says by Fightful, shout out to them, they mentioned that there's going to be, you know, some stuff that we haven't seen before. It could get emotional. So I'm hoping that, you know, they did my boy Bray Wyatt justice with this island story. So it is something to go on ahead and be excited for, I'd say, you know. Now, shout out to JustBryanMedia, man. I get a lot of my information from Mike Straw, and he went ahead and said that there was going to be some sort of announcement. And people were very disappointed in this announcement because they feel that it was hyped up. And this announcement was actually about a wrestling game called Retromania. Truthfully, I've never heard about this game before, but Macho Man Randy Savage will be joining as downloadable content, which a lot of people were very disappointed in because they were like, man, people barely play this game and you hyped this up. Now, he never said that there would be a new game coming or anything of that nature, but it is something to go on ahead and keep in mind that this is something, you know, that we could be looking into with AEW Fight Forever at some point, because he did say that AEW is in talks for a new game, but they will not be announcing it early as they felt that that was a mistake that they made. So that is actually exciting news to hear, at least for me personally, because all I want to see is a new AEW game in the market. I want to be able to play with Swerve, Hangman, give me their themes, give me their moves, give me all that cool stuff, as I felt that AEW Fight Forever had a decent base, but there was no depth. Like when people talk about WWE 2K25 and they're like, oh, there's no depth, this game sucks. Yes, there are some things that are wrong with the game, but have you played AEW Fight Forever? Because that game was cooked in about a week, and I'm not joking. I mean, the only good thing they had going for themselves was the online mode, and unfortunately, that mode was not fixed because of the gameplay. People were just spamming leaderboards. It was just very just mishandled. Nonetheless, I don't want to get in there, keep talking about WWE 2K, but AEW may have a video game coming in the near future, as Mike Straw has went ahead and confirmed this. And unfortunately, the announcement was Retromania. Some people thought it would be Ultra Pro Wrestling, the wrestling code, which I don't know if the wrestling code is ever going to come out, if I'm being completely honest, but that is something to go on ahead and keep in mind with all that good stuff. I don't know what's going to happen with any of that, but it certainly is interesting to hear about all these different wrestling games that could be in the market. I am hoping that, you know, we get a good AEW game, because every time that we get a competitor for WWE 2K, we do well, and I think we eat on both ends. When AEW Fight Forever, they knew that it was coming. WWE 2K24, we've seen a massive leap in gameplay, and I feel that that leap was very huge compared to what we've seen in 2K25. So that is just something, you know, to go on ahead and base off of. I am excited to hopefully see an AEW game join the market, and it is something worth mentioning. So that is going to be my 2 cents here today, man. There's a lot to go on ahead and get and talk about. We got the Wyatt family, you know, story in the island. We got patch 1.18. AEW Fight Forever may be coming out with a second version of the game at some point in time. So it is exciting, and hopefully we do see these new things coming to fruition, man, because as wrestling fans, we all eat. As content creators, I want to talk about multiple games. I don't just want to talk about one. So it is exciting to see in the future, man, but that is going to be it for me today. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.